What's going on, boys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another video. Now, what's become very much apparent is that everyone is selling out their teams for Team of the Year. And I got an overwhelming number of messages for people saying, do you have a cheap team for 150k? I had like an old one, but that team seems to be like 50k now. So I thought I'll make a new video. So as usual, we're going to go through a system. We're going to be playing 4-4-2 in game, 4-2-3. Or 3-5-2, and probably the 4-3-1 will be the best formation. Ideally, I wanted players like Rashford in the team, but we couldn't afford him, obviously because of the budget. So we ended up going with players that I've used and that I trust. We're going to bring We're going to bring Son straight into the team. Son is probably one of the best cards. Don't forget, his team has 100 chemistry as well. I'll show you how you get that towards the end. Son is a very, very good card, just under 50k now. Yes, he's 50%, or sorry, 33% of the entire team, you can say, at 150k team, but high 4-star 5-star 5-star weak foot. With a hunter, he's still one of the best players that money can buy. He's definitely worth the card as a striker, and if you're playing a 4-4-2, you ideally want 2 strikers with 2 5-star weak foots. Yes, you can argue there's special cards available, but someone like Son, he is really worth the money that you can pay for him, and I don't think there's anyone else better than him in the Premier League anyway. For the other striker, you can have a little guess who it is. It is Ben Yedder. Now listen, Ben Yedder is still one of the best cards. As I say to you every year, this year, he has been nerfed. He wasn't as good as he was last year, but he still is a very, very good card. Now, if you're making the cheap team, you ideally want 2 5-star weak foot players. That way, when you're going up in front of goal, at least you got 2 5-star weak foot, so you can shoot on either foot. If you're going up against a good defense, you need to have the unpredictability, and the way to that is by having 2 5-star weak foot. Again, we've got another high work rates. Both 4-star weak foot, so you can use the skill moves there. 89 balance, 91 agility, good sprint speed with a hunter when you put a finisher on him. So I'll say both a hunter for Son. So you got one player a bit more clunky that can do a bit of everything, hold up the ball, and one player that's more agile that can go forward with the ball. The next player we're going to go with is Sissoko, because when it comes to CDMs, when you're on a cheap budget, there isn't that many good choices. You ideally want pace, because pace equals the fastest recovery, and Sissoko is most definitely one of the best cards you can buy with the money available. I have had him at a shadow, formidable card, high work rate, especially at high defensive work rate, 6'2". Much taller than other cards. He's obviously got that longer reach than other cards, and of course when you put Shadow on him, does get that stand tackling, and he does get that whole defensive and pace boost. So he ends up having 94 sprint speed, which I'll explain how he gets that in a second, but another good card as well. Going over to left back, there isn't that many good left backs in the Premier League per se, only Telles. We now have we had the Van Aanholt card, but obviously he's too much out of our range. That Wan-Bissaka card is actually a really good card, so you've done that Wan-Bissaka card, I'll say slot him here instead. But since we can't afford Wan-Bissaka, that costs 200k, we're going to simply with a regular gold Telles. Another formidable card, works really well on the team. Left-footed as well, really good passing. It's everything that you ideally really want from a left back. There's only one thing that I'd say about him, maybe his agility and balance isn't the best. This is my personal preference, but apart from that, you put a shadow on him and it becomes top tier card. You need a shadow on him though, because 85 sprint speed is not enough. Next, we're going with the centre back. We've gone with Gomez. Another card has gone tremendously down in price. I think he's around 30k now. The top tier card, I would have probably opted to go with a fullback here, but I think just because obviously Gomez, his rating and obviously the stature of a centre back, put a shadow on him again. A top tier card, get that pace up to 95. If you want, you can put an anchor on him if you prefer the defensive work rates, but again, for me, pace equals recovery. So the better pace you have, the more aggressive you can play, the more you can get away with the counter attacks. But another top tier card, still one of the top tier cards that even pro use for even qualifiers, because obviously he's low rated. Moving on to the goalkeeper now. Pope is a good goalkeeper. I've gone with De Gea. De Gea for me is just a better card. I've used De Gea for a very long time. He's been a solid card. I sold him and I bought him back again. And then I packed him again eventually. He's been a top tier card for me. 6'4", can do everything, can dive, has good reflex, good handling, good positioning. Everything you really want. Definitely get him with the glove though, because he hasn't really got the best of positioning. I want to get that positioning up, so definitely put glove on him. And I think glove is realistically the best chemistry style now since basic has been nerfed. Now going over to the right centre back, or should I say it will be the right back in game, we're going with Wan-Bissaka. He'll be playing on 7 chemistry, one of the few players that will be playing off chemistry. I'll explain that in the end in a second. Not this centre back card, but I just want to say this card is an absolute rip-off. Make sure you do not do him. It's honestly not even worth. I think everyone that's done him now is regretting him, because the pace downgrade is not worth it. If you kept the pace, maybe you can argue the case, but Wan-Bissaka, top tier card. I ended up buying him back. Top tier, it costs like 3k now, and I'll say just slot him with an anchor. I think you're pretty much done for that. Now, A new card, we've gone with a foot freeze card, which is Golovin. Now, this Golovin card's actually going to be playing in centre back. Now, this card could actually even play in right back. He's actually a really, really good card. Obviously, he moved from an attacking position now as a right back. He's 5'11", high, 4-star, really good balance, really good agility, really good stand tackling. I would say put him in centre back over Wan-Bissaka. You can actually play him in, I've actually tried this card in CDM on my alternate account. So if you need a cheap CDM or you need a good right back in League 1, he's definitely a really, really card for you to get. Linking the whole midfield together, we have obviously Sissoko, who's probably a bit of everything. He can defend most of the time and he can go forward. And we've got Alan next. Now you've got two choices. You can either put Alan here, which I think is the better card in my opinion. The second option you have is Fred. Fred is a bit more of an attacking player. He can go forward. Don't look at his rating and think, oh, this guy's not a good card. If I can't even spell his name. Fred. Don't look at his card and think, oh, he's not that good, because his stats don't really give him justice. He's one of the best cards that I've used centre mids. Top tier agility and balance, top tier stamina. You put a hunter on him, he becomes a very good attacking centre mid. If you can afford Bruno Fernandes, slot him into this role. If you can afford Bruno Fernandes, if you can't, go ahead with Fred. But I prefer Alan, because I think with Alan, he's got the agility and balance. Well, he is a bit on the slow side, don't get me wrong, but if you have someone like Alan next to him, got really good agility and balance as well. Does need a shadow though to get that sprint speed up, of course. And if you put him next to Sissoko, you've got two dynamic midfielders that can do defensive and offensive gameplay as well. So that's what I'll probably say in terms of that respect. On the right wing, we've gone with Gelson Martins, just to keep the budget down. Gelson Martins, 5-star skill moves, should I say. So you need someone that's got 5-star skill moves. Of course, Gelson Martins is the player for you to go with. The only issue with him is he does have a bad weak foot. That is the only thing. But if you're playing him on the wing, it's not the end of the world. You can get the job done. It only costs about 2,000 coins. So I would say definitely get him. Otherwise, if not, you can go towards getting Bamba in that position. And to get the player, now if you want, you can get Martial here if you want. That way you get full chemistry. I've gone with Lucas Moura because I still think he's one of the most underrated cards in the Premier League. Top tier card, high agility and balance when it comes to delay. Especially next generation, the gameplay is abysmal. And you need someone who's got really, really good high agility and balance, especially in bad gameplay so you can maneuver. And he's going to be playing as a winger anyway. 4-star, everything you need. High, medium. And hasn't got the best stamina, but he does get that job done. Well done. Now, if you've got the money, I would say put Dembele over here in right wing, and I would say put Martial over there. That's the way that I would do it. So Dembele over there and Martial over there. I'll push the budget to about 200k or just under about 180, but that's what I'll go ahead and do. How does it look like in game? It looks like this. So this is how it works out in the team. And if we're talking about chemistry here, realistically speaking, it's 100 chemistry. The only players that are off chemistry per se are Wan-Bissaka and Lucas. They get 7 when you put a manager from the Premier League. It was about 140k. It's gone up now, of course, just because midday now. But by the time you watch this video, it should be back to about 150k. If you're going to play this in-game in a 4-4-2, the way I would do it is Lucas Moura. Now, it depends on how you want to do it. You can put Gelson Martins on the other side if you want to. But that's the way I would do it. And I'll put Golovin in centre-back and Wan-Bissaka in right-back. That's if you're playing a 4-4-2. 2 5-star weak foots up front. 2 dynamic players. Maybe put either Sissoko or Allen on. I'll probably say put Sissoko on balance. If you're going to be playing a 4-2-3-1, the exact same thing. This time I'd put Ben Yedder in strike because he's more agile. When you get the ball to his feet, has more maneuverability, I suppose you can say. Son and Cam, Lucas and Martins on the wing, the exact same setup. If you're playing my 3-5-2, now there's going to be a bit of a struggle. You only need subs for this. The players are not going to last the entire game. You could do something like this. The reason why I've done this is Wan-Bissaka actually hasn't got that bad of stamina, and obviously Golovin's got really good stamina. Wan-Bissaka hasn't got the best. If you want, you could put Tellers there. The only thing I will say with Tellers is Wan-Bissaka is a better centre back, so you got to make that choice. If you are going to use Tellers there, he's got better stamina, leave it like that, and I'll use it the exact same way. Of course, Ben Yedder and Son. Put Son on this side because don't forget, if you ever come back on the fence, you want Son there with more chemistry. And if you're going to be playing a 4-3-3, the way I'll do this is the exact same way. But what I would actually do is, it's going to seem quite weird, but what I would do is I'll actually put Martins in right wing, and then you can put Golovin in centre mid, and I think it makes a good position. You're probably thinking, what on earth am I talking about? But try this guy, and I promise I played Martins as a right back. Now, the biggest misconception for community is you need good defending stats. Yes, defending stats are important, but for left backs and right backs, they're not that important. But if you don't like the unorthodox approach, you can of course do that. You can put Son in midfield because obviously Son is more of an attacking midfield, and you can play a 4-3-3, or you can play 4-3-3 attacking with Son as the cam. But that is just a team for the 150k. As I said, ideally, if you do have the coins, I would say definitely go towards getting the likes of Martial over here, because that way you can probably bump up the price, and Martial plays as a good winger. And then I would say sort out this hand side and get Dembele here. Yes, it does push it to 200k, there is no doubt about that, but Dembele is even cheaper now. But it does definitely make a really good team. So I'll definitely say that, but it's only if the budget you have is available. And of course, you can put Bruno Fernandes as well if you want in centre mid, as opposed to Allen if you really want that attack opportunity. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'll catch you next time. Peace out. And obviously have a wonderful Christmas if I don't see you until then. Peace out, guys.